Many of you may already be familiar with the tragic abduction of Etan Patz. For those of you who are unaware, this is a story in which has forever changed the face of New York City. Etan Patz was one of the very first children to have his image plastered on cartons of milk following his 1979 disappearance. I would like to warn you now, this may be difficult for many to withstand. Please be advised, as this is Etan Patz's story, narrated as to how I believe he would have told it. So please make yourself comfortable and may we begin.
My name is Etan Patz, and I'm 6 years old. In May of 1979, I was abducted. And this is my story. It was the last school day before the long Memorial Day weekend. My dad was upstairs shaving as my mom was helping me in getting ready for school. Before I left, I remember shouting out to my dad, "I love you," he then replied,
"Have a great day, kiddo. I'll see you when you get home. I love you."
Today was a special day for me as my parents agreed to let me walk alone to my bus stop just 2 blocks from home. I remember looking up at our fire escape and saying goodbye to my mom. She wasn't there, but I knew she must have been busy with my siblings. It didn't take me long to get to my bus stop. I remember how big I felt and couldn't help but smile. I was a bit early and remember standing there for a few minutes waiting for my bus. There was a little corner store behind me, and I noticed a man taking the sawdust from outside and bringing it inside the store. He had stared at me for a moment, then came up to me and asking if I wanted something to drink. I knew better than to talk to strangers, so I didn't answer him, but I was thirsty, so I just nodded my head. I remember the man then walking into the store and looking back at me. I wasn't sure if I was to follow him, so I did, as he then led me to the basement of the store. A sudden feeling had taken over me that I should get back to my bus stop. It was too late. The man had placed both his hands around my neck and begun choking me. I couldn't understand why this was happening. I was so scared. I wish I never walked alone today. I could feel his body shaking as his hands were around my neck. I tried everything to get him to let go. I was becoming weaker and weaker, until I couldn't fight no more and closed my eyes. It was at that moment my life was taken. He had taken my knapsack and tossed it behind the freezer. He then reached for a plastic bag, and begun stuffing my body inside. He then tied it up and put the bag inside of a box that was sitting on the floor. He picked the box up with my body inside, placed it on his shoulders and began to walk about a block and a half away from the store to where he lived. He then put the box down in the hallway of the basement and made his way back to work, where he finished his day. The next day around 10 o'clock in the morning, he had came back to check on my body in the box in his basement. He was shocked to see I wasn't there anymore. He questioned whether someone had thrown me out or just moved me. He even thought maybe I could still be alive. But deep down inside he knew where I was. 42 years, 8 months and 25 days have come and gone, and I still lay alone. A secret in which Pedro Hernandez will take to his grave.